Hello, it's June 20th, 2025. We're at the Mars cruise. There's no cruise. No, okay. We'll say it again. Wait for the truck. Electric. Ugh. Like a golf cart. Start again. Okay. It's June 20th, 2025. We're at Mars Community Park with a. It's June 20th, 2025. We're at Mars Community Park for a car cruise. Well, first we have the 63 Impala. One of the things I like about these is this crease on the roof line, which gives it kind of a almost like a mock convertible Bose on the hardtop.
Hi.
What's going on?
Not much. Well, we didn't bring it, unfortunately. Yeah. It was raining here, so we thought maybe not bring it too far. A couple of little things.
Yeah, we started out with the Valiant and started raining. So we came back. As soon as we got home, of course, it stopped raining, as it always is. Harley Davidson edition Mustang. That's 69 Camaro, I think. And as you can tell, 54 Oldsmobile. So Zach, what do you think? How many people stay home when it rains? Or it looks like it might? Is that at least half?
Well, this usually doesn't get
61
this full, so
Ford.
I'd say maybe a quarter, actually.
About a quarter of the people. There's hardly anybody up on the hill.
But there's not usually people on the hill, is there? Like, not that many. There's usually the three, the Corvair, like the compacts.
Yeah, there's a few go up there. I think we did the one time, it was pretty packed. A few rows. Of course, some AMC in the house, that's good. Got some food vendors here. They got a couple nice trucks. Oh, their original owner. So Zach, how do you feel about what they call boomer boards?
I don't have a problem with them if they're done very, very well. You know, but some can be tacky.
But it's the same guy. I recognize it.
But if they're like exceptional, you know, they show artistic creativity or whatever, or something, they're unique, then it's okay.
What
It
about?
adds-
Oh, I love this color combo, and I'm not a green car fan. That's nice though. What do you think, Zach, when they have the whole diorama of like, you know, a big boy and all the diner drive-in stuff and all that sort of things? Yes or no on that?
Well, no, like I think like hand lettering, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Hand lettering and something that I've seen some that are in like Comic Sans and stuff, or like laminated paper. That just no.
Okay. Now, are you a fan of the crying baby?
Well, I've only seen one.
Okay.
Ever. And I think it's a bygone trend. So I can't really say I have an opinion on it because I didn't really live it. You know what I mean?
Okay. So what about GTOs with all the tigers on the roof and everything?
I've not really seen that either.
There was one at the last show, wasn't there?
Oh, there was? Well, it must have been one that was after I left to go buy the Valiant. Because remember, you continued. You didn't see the
okay.
full thing.
Take a look at the, I've yet to see the rear engine on these. I'm at the age now where I keep thinking if I had to change spark plugs on that, my back will be killing me for a week. Of course, if I had a brand new Corvette, I probably would be having someone else change my spark plugs. So there's that. This would be the one I would probably change spark plugs on. Got the ram air hood. If you push down the pedal far enough, there's a little actuator. It'll open those flaps, and it's a functional air cowl induction. This looks just like my friend Jason's on the inside. His was gray on the outside, though. And I don't think he had T-tops, if I recall correctly. But yeah, it does seem to be Corvette night, huh?
I think that's adding a lot of volume. You know what I mean?
Volume?
Whereas before they would have been more dispersed. You know, now it seems because the center rose field, instead of them all being dispersed. You see what I mean?
Okay. So there are some that are pretty vocal about anything at a car show that needs to be 25 years or older. How do you feel about that?
If it's a classic car show,
Okay.
because then there's that, you know, specification, but a regular car show, you can bring any car.
That is true. Sweet. Okay. Now, we got, we'll swing down towards the end here. Ooh, is that like a 240 or 280Z? Those are...
Hey guys, I was just watching your video.
Oh.
At Victory Church.
Oh, thanks.
About 10, maybe 12 grand.
They're exceedingly rare anymore because I don't think many of the Japanese cars just survived at all. I mean, junkyards always got them in and crushed them right away. You think that engine needs to be slanted?
I don't know. It could be.
Huh? Does that
It would
make
be
it more
better
powerful?
if it were slanted.
Yeah, more powerful then? Okay. Okay. And let's take a look.
But I put
This era Ford truck was what really common in my high school days there. All those square bodies. This is nice. I like the silver. Okay. And if you could picture this in black, this is what my one neighbor who was a DeLorean owner had as his summer car. And then whenever it was raining or winter, anything else, he drove the DeLorean. So now these would be great trucks. I could see you driving one of these. Miata and a Riviera. I think we saw that Continental at the last show, right?
I think so, yes.
Okay, we'll take a look at what's up on the hill. Start off with a Willis truck up here. has an 8-track player. Now that's luxury. All right, we'll take a look around here.
With the 8-track, can you just like cut parts of like the tape out and then get like instrumentals?
It's not, okay, so it's not 8 tracks at once.
That's how 8-track mixing works, right?
Yes, but this is an 8-track tape, so it's a loop, if I recall correctly. But there's 8 tracks, but there are 4 channels or 4 tracks of stereo, and that's what makes your 8 tracks, if I recall correctly. They weren't like the professional rigs, and if you are professional recording equipment, if you ever hear, I don't think you've ever heard anything off an 8-track. It's far from like accurate reproduction of sound. It's more like AM radio in most cases. At least every 8-track I've ever heard. Of course, the last time I think most cars had an 8-track available would be the late 70s. So by the time I was driving them, they were already pretty worn out. That truck's nice. That panel truck. I'll swing up here and take a look inside. Well, that's the Mars cruise. So we will see you next week with another cruise video.